Jon didn't get really mainstreamy ESPN coverage, Good Morning America, until he went bad. Then people are like, oh, I want to see that badass fight. And he's been amazing for how long?
He had a press conference that he said what I've always said. He said at the end of the day, he goes, about him, I've always said about him, he goes, at the end of the day, I'm a bad motherfucker. I'm a wild motherfucker.
That's what I want.
And that's what I do.
Perfect.
At the end of the day, that's what he said. At the end of the day, I'm a wild motherfucker. I'm like, that's what I've been saying.
That's it, brother.
Yeah.
Run with that.
I told him that too when I talked to him about it. You know, when he wanted to have a conversation before he did the podcast, and you know, he wanted to come clean. I go, dude, you're gonna make mistakes. You're a wild motherfucker. It's okay. You don't get to be as good as you are without being a wild motherfucker.
You don't have to apologize for it though, Jon. If he came out and went, listen, man, hell yeah, I'm gonna make some mistakes, and I probably gonna make a lot more. I'm a wild motherfucker. I'm the baddest dude on the planet. Yeah. This is what you get. Love it or hate it.
But he just can't do things that hurt people, like the driving fucked up and smashing into that lady's car. You see, take away the things that hurt people, and you're just out partying and having a good time, and you occasionally do blow. Nobody's going to care, and that's a great guy. That's a fun guy. It's like you just got to make sure you avoid hurting other people. And then this steroid thing is the goddamn, that's the knife in the heart. Like this.
Like I said, you gotta look into this Ball stuff with the baseball and all these guys who have all these problems, and at GNC it's in all these supplements. I saw that. And again, I've been roasting Jon bad because I'm upset. I'm mad at him because he's my favorite fighter.
Right.
One of them.
So it is possible that he could have taken something as trace elements of this. I've also seen that other things are recognized as that stuff in the test, but I have a hard time believing that USADA wouldn't know that.
I know.
So I have a hard time. Once they come clean with this, they come out with this, I don't think it's ever been proven once that they said that a person had tested positive for something and that person had never actually taken that thing. I've not seen that once.
Oh no, USADA's so thorough. Listen, man, if you have the golden snitch on your trail, you're fucked. He's like Sherlock Holmes of PEDs. You are so fucked.
And again, just fucking dead calm about it, not judgmental, just the facts. Going over the details.
This is what bothers me a little bit, and why I'm going back and forth on Jon. If my career was in jeopardy, I would be out there being like, listen, this is what fucking happened, man. Hear me out. I'm not going radio silent, sending these weird cryptic tweets, doing this. Even if my manager's like, dude, let's wait. I'm doing a press conference like, listen to me right now, man. Maybe I took this supplement. I've never done steroids in my fucking life. That is bullshit.
Yeah, but you can't say too much if it's going to go to some sort of a arbitration or a trial, or I don't know what the process is.
You can if you didn't take it.
But here's the thing. He's got to find out there is a way that something happened.
A loophole?
Like, say maybe it's you, okay? Say you take something from GMC, and maybe you take a bunch of shit, and you thought everything was good, and then you get tested positive. Before you say anything, I never took steroids, like, you have to find out what the fuck it was in those things. So you have to report those things, and then they have to check, and then they have to independently buy those things from a shelf from somewhere else to give confirmation. And that's a process. And this is one of the things that Jeff Nowitzki has said, is you got to let the process play out before you start accusing Jon. So there'll be a process.
I'm just saying, man.
It's not good. A sample and B sample, it's not good.
It's not good. I just think it could go a long ways with his fans and everything going on if he came out and was just like, let me tell you guys, you're going to hear this. Because the public right now, we see test A, test B, both positive. Oh, fuck, steroids. He's dead to me.
But if he came out, the tweet where he said that he never took steroids,
on his
and
kids.
Then his heavenly father, remember he capitalized heavenly and father?
Super skeptical.
So fuck off.
Fuck off, bro.
That actually made me going, he was on steroids, huh?
Yeah, me too. I was like, God damn it. When you put, all right, you're clearly on steroids.
When he went heavenly father, I was like,
all right, you're a bad guy.
Jon, you were on the
He's a bad guy. How about Jon does this and we're all like, oh, fucking the worst, greatest of all time, my ass. Then Brian Cushion, I know you're not into football, Brian Cushion, captain of the Houston Texans, he's been caught, I think, 2 or 3 times before, straight up test positive for PED, like straight up steroids, and he's a monster linebacker. If he gets tested again, and I think you're banned, or he's going to miss like 10 games. They docked $4 million of his paycheck. The media doesn't make it nothing about it. This guy's a superstar.
Football. Of course they're on steroids. Everybody who's 360 pounds of solid muscle is on steroids.
But how crazy that we just give them a write-off? Like
They shouldn't be testing those guys. It's ridiculous.
But he's playing a position too where he hits guys. He's taking years off their life.
Yeah.
He's giving them brain trauma, and he's rocking them jacked to the gills.
That's what people want to see. If you want to see football, okay, you want to see big giant guys colliding with each other. You don't want to see natural athletes who are out there like trying to fucking pound whey protein in the middle of the night.
Where do you want to see natural athletes?
Good question.
Not in the UFC.
Good question.
Hate to tell you.
I hear you.
Most of those guys aren't.
Right. I hear you. But there's weight classes in the UFC, and that's where it gets different. Because you're talking about guys trying to get as big and as fast, as powerful as they can. And we've all known forever, you ask the average person, do football players take PEDs? They'd be like, of course they do. Of course they do. You're looking at these mountains.
Well, most people assume UFC fighters on PEDs. Like, I've had some talks.
And what did we say?
I know.
I mean,
I know.
There's a giant percentage.
But there's a different standard.
Way less are now, but I think for the longest time, 42 supplements, including some that are available at GNC, can trigger a positive test for Turinabol.
Yeah, this is that Fox Sports article, yeah? Yeah, that's
Baseball officials said the Cubs again were reminded this week that players should use only supplements certified by NSF International, an independent organization that tests and approves products. Blah, 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 blah. So there's a lot of shit.
Look, the union, however, is concerned about the run of suspension of Turinabol and continues to seek evidence that might shed light on why some players are testing positive, because so many guys are testing positive for it.
Well, isn't this a short-acting drug, though, that's out of your system fairly quickly? I think that was the thing about this stuff.
But there's even debate on that. There's even debate on that, though, Joe.
Yeah, why did I see something that said it had a 60-day window?
I've seen months, I've seen weeks, I've seen days, I've seen hours. Again, we don't fucking know, do we?
For when it's been explained to me, the stuff that gets out of your system the quickest is those little edible testosterone things,
like the gummies and stuff.
Yeah,
A-Rod and them.
but those are just a few hours. In a few hours, they're out of your system.
The other thing, we're gonna, just like we're doing now with baseball, like Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa. At the time, we're like, oh my God, PEDs, home runs, that doesn't count. Years go by, we're like, nah, those guys are still pretty fucking good. Even the pitchers were sauced up. Yeah. I think that could happen with John too. Like 5-10 years, like, no, he's the greatest of all time still.
Yeah, but no, because Daniel Cormier wasn't sauced up. Daniel Cormier was totally on the natch.
Uh-huh.
You don't believe that?
I don't know. Oh. I assume he is.
Skeptical.
No, I assume he is. I have no idea. I have no reason not to believe. Look at Jamie. Like, I don't know anything in this world anymore when it comes to PEDs.
Right? Well, you know, you got to think, man. Your health's on the line. Your future's on the line. Your career's on the line. You've been out of the game for essentially 2.5 years plus. One fight in between there, the OSP fight. But he's been out of the cage for a long time.
And you got to fight the best in the world,
You got to
DC.
fight the best in the world. Skeptical Hippo.
Yeah, that's me, dog.
You got all this pressure on you. And you just go, just a little bit. Just get a little bit of help.
I don't know if you need that help if you're John.
Might not. You might not need
Maybe
it.
go to the club, do a couple lines of coke. That's his help.
Maybe it's one of those things where he's always used it. Got away with it. Now he didn't. Maybe it's he took a supplement that had it in it. I mean, we really don't know. It's one of the things that Nowitzki stressed that I really believe. You got to kind of, before casting 100% judgment on him, you got to let it play out.
But this is the thing, when you say let it play out, again, I know I'm playing both sides of the field here, but when you say let it play out, we know he has a history of fucking up. Yeah, so you're going to hang him before it's actually come out because we go, no, he's consistently good at beating people up and fucking up. And here's another fuck up.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. Yeah.
That's why everyone's like, nope, he's done to me.
Well, it's depressing to us, right, as fans, because he's so fucking good. And to know that he's going to be out possibly for 4 years now, that shit's just devastating to me.
Well, no, we need him. I know people go, no, we don't know. We fucking need him. He was going to fight Stipe for the heavyweight title, you fucks.
Stipe didn't even know about that.
Well, now you know. And that would have been a tough fight for Stipe. And then he was going to fight Brock Lesnar. Gustafsson, Ozdemir, DC. There's so much out there.
Dude, Jon Jones versus Stipe for the heavyweight title would be gigantic.
Might as well talk about fucking dragons and Jon Snow. It's because neither one of them's happening.
It's interesting, right? It's like what your theory about the Fertittas pumping it up with Reebok and with USADA and then just to sell.
That's science, son. What do you mean theory?
But it's a very good theory that I haven't heard before.
Oh, word.
I've never heard it. Is this your theory entirely? Your idea?
I mean, it's evidence. It's just
Right, but the evidence was always there. The
yeah,
evidence
always.
is
You just
there
put
that-
2 and 2 together. What they're doing.
That's genius. I mean, if they really played at that 3D chess, that's fucking genius.
100%. That's what they're doing.
But it really is
they're
not.
so smart, man.
If you just bought it and you were WME, you'd probably be like, hey,
Hey, Fertitta, is there
this USADA thing.
100%.
What are we doing with this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going. Hold on. Is there how long is it? I don't know what their deal is with USADA because USADA is an employee of the UFC.
Let's find out.
We realize that, right?
Find out how long the deal is with the UFC and USADA. Let's take a guess.
Let's
10
say
years? Think it's 10 years?
You can't do 10 years.
10
How
years in a
dare you?
rectal sport?
Golden Snitch can be buying 14 houses if it's 10
But
years.
what happens if they abandon it and all of a sudden everybody just comes, like Eric Silva comes back jacked?
Ratings go.
Everybody, Alistair jacked. Alistair goes back to being Uberim. All he has to do is pass the one at the weigh-ins. That's it.
We're going Sizzler.